So, I haven't actually got a plan for this video, but I'm going to talk about this novel idea book, which I created a couple of weeks ago, and I've got a test print of it. I've got another one coming with the changes that I've made, because, I mean, on first glance, the red that I had was not this dark. So I've tweaked it to see if it's actually going to make it any brighter. And also, most of the bleed was perfect on it, but generally speaking, there are a few bits and pieces that I noticed weren't quite perfect. So I've tweaked that, and I should hopefully get the other print through in a few days. But yes, really, with this proof, I wanted to see if it was worth selling. Like, is it actually something someone's going to buy? I mean, it's not the thickest sort of book. It is quite thin. I think the cost of it was like, by the time Amazon take a cut and whatever, it cost me like £3.85 for this. And I was thinking maybe like a fiver for the book. Like, it's not too expensive. £5 is pretty minimal amount. So hopefully people would be willing to pay £5 for it. And also for an event I'm going to, which is called Art Wave, I'm going to have my book there and also this book there, hopefully, as well, which I feel like something like this has more appeal to a wider audience than just my novel, because I think if anyone wants to write a fictional book, this has hopefully got some information in there. It's only the basics, but hopefully it'll help people to pick it up into getting on with their book, or if they're stuck on a certain step of the journey, they can give it a glance and see what's next. But yeah, so I mean, I'm actually really happy with how it turned out, besides it being slightly darker than I wanted. Everything else seems to have worked out okay. It's the first book, I mean, it's gloss, I know, my other book's matte, but I thought for this type of book, gloss tends to work better, because if someone's going to have it carrying around, you want the gloss to sort of, you know, something wipeable. If you get it dirty, you can wipe it off, where matte, if you've got like a guide that you carry around with you, and it gets dirty, it kind of gets into the grain of the actual cover. So I thought gloss would be a better look for this. And also, now I know how thick it is, and I wanted to see if I got the bleed right as well, because it's the first book I've done with actual bleed. And if you don't know what bleed is, basically, you see where that goes to the end of the page. Is that going to focus? Is that going to focus? Yeah, you see how that goes to the edge of the page? That's bleed. So I had bleed, which means that things can run off and there's not like a frame around it, where, you know, obviously with my other book, which isn't in colour and doesn't have bleed, I wanted to see how much more difficult the actual process was. And I mean, to be honest, I did find getting the initial bleed right, I did find a little bit tricky. Like, I had to sort of work through and get the measurements right. All I really had to do is go onto the Amazon website and they give you a number that you add on to it to give you the right amount of bleed. But for some reason, that was on the like troubleshooting page, and I didn't see, or I don't think it told me before that point. So I took the measurements from like the book size and whatever, made the template, and then only after looking into troubleshooting and stuff on the Amazon help page, it gave me a measurement to add if you do have bleed. So either I'd done something wrong, or perhaps it wasn't quite clear. All I had to do was then go back into InDesign, add, I think it was like 2mm onto it. It did change the proportions of the book slightly, but I, you just move around the shapes and, readjust the text. It's basically, as it was. So that was the only thing, and you can't go through the proof process until it like allows it. And I got stuck on trying to like approve the copy. I think I remember Victoria Wren talking about it with her book, because she's got some images that go off the page, or perhaps it wasn't quite right. But I was thinking what she said, because I haven't had that before, and it was telling me something was wrong. But it wasn't telling me exactly what was wrong. It was just saying something was wrong and just had exclamation marks. And it's like, well, that's really, really great to tell me that something's wrong. Okay, can you please tell me the exact thing that's wrong? But, eventually it kind of twigged, because it had an exclamation mark on almost every single page, which means that obviously I had the page dimensions wrong. And then that led me to the troubleshooting page, which then led me to adding on a couple of millimeters to get the book right. But I mean, overall, it looks really cool. I mean, yeah, again, it is a bit darker. Like, I had like red running down the middle. You can kind of see the paper now. I know I've done that, but overall, it looks really good. Quality's nice as well. I think I went for the maybe I shouldn't have, but I went for the top tier colour option instead of the base one. I probably could have gone for the base one, in all honesty, but I just thought I'd go for the premium one because, you know, I'm not too fussed about cost. You know, it doesn't come straight out of my pocket. I know it comes out of royalties, but I'm not bothered. I just want it to look good for people that buy it and feel like it's worth the money when they get it. But yeah, I mean, you've kind of seen, I mean, it looks good in person. Like people actually can use these examples now, or like instead of it being on like a digital medium. And the sort of the images have all sort of come out right as well. All the arrows, little word search. I mean, I actually haven't like completed the word search myself. I made it. I'm pretty sure I put all the words in it that I needed to, but I should probably do it right just to make sure that I haven't like misspelt something or done something wrong. But yeah, yet to fill that out. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I mean that's it really. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, I added my name top left. Where is it? Dan Hook. I mean, I didn't know whether to like. It's a bit like, is that pretentious? Like, oh, writing my name, ooh. But it is my how-to book. I thought if, you know, I'm not pushing them to go and buy my novel. Like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to push things onto people. So I thought I'll just put my name up the top left, and hopefully if they see sort of my websites or branding, they will recognize and associate that like branding and logo to me. Because what I didn't want to do is be like, here's a how-to book. Come to me for everything you need and give me more money. Like that was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to actually make something that would help people, but at the same time as me offering them some advice and some help, they would then see I have a book, I have a YouTube, I am an author, and maybe they would stay for me and perhaps pick up my book and give it a read. Obviously, got myself on the back there as well with got the old copy of Displaced. I'm terrible at pointing whilst looking at the camera, but yeah. Hopefully, I did have a little comment there pointing to me, my image, saying, "Oh, what's me?" That barcode went over it, but I feel like this is like a test barcode. I feel like that's not going to be there. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to just talk about my experience with that. It all went smoothly, really. If my next proof is a bit brighter. Oh, do you like the cover, by the way? I made that. It actually doesn't look, for a terrible cover, it doesn't look that bad. Got a bit of, abstract nice in the back, couple of books piled up. Oh, yes, so good. I'm such an artist. But yes. Oh, actually, I tell you what, one point, because it's so much darker, on the marketing page, there's the picture of the mask. You can see it, but I wish it was brighter. So I have hopefully brightened that in the next proof that's going to come through. But we'll see. It might not be that good. But yeah, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think. Maybe it's something that you might do if you're sort of going down that avenue. And if there's little bits and pieces that you think people would benefit from knowing, why not put it into book form and let others read it? But if you do want the digital copy, you can download it for free by signing up to my newsletter, which will be in the link in the description below. My newsletter is going to be monthly-ish. Like, I'm not going to hold myself to something like that. If I have something worth talking about, like I might talk about this, obviously, in my upcoming newsletter, then I will talk about it. If there isn't much news on, then maybe I'll leave it a couple more weeks longer, just so I have something to write about and significant with whatever I'm up to. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.